very good day. Myself Chetana from Commerce Department, Milagros College, Mangalore. Now let us move to the concept holding company. Just look into the problem which is given. H Limited acquired 3/4 of the share capital of S Limited on 31st March 2013 when the balance sheet of the two company were as follows. So look into the balance sheet which is given. See the liability side, share capital, information of two companies given. One is holding company, the other one is a subsidiary company. 20,000 and 10,000 is a share capital. General reserve 5,000 and 3,000. Profit and loss 3,000 and 2,000. Debentures 10,000 and 5,000. Creditors 5,000 and 2,000. Come to the asset side. Fixed asset is given 20,000 and 10,000. Current asset is given 13,000 and 12,000. Share in S Limited is 10,000. So this is the information given. Then they have set to calculate minority interest and cost of control. First, let us see the problem properly and identify what is given in the problem. So usually our balance sheet will be from 1st April to 31st March. That is the usual financial year. Next identify how many portion of a company is purchased by the other company. Here 1/3/4 of the portion is purchased by H company and remaining 1/4 share is purchased by the other companies. So here 75% of a share is purchased by H company and remaining 25% is purchased by the other company. So here 75% share which company is purchased, that is considered as a holding company, and 1/4 share who is purchased, they are known as the other shareholders. So a holding company is considered as a majority shareholder because they are having 75% of share. So one thing remember, if it is 50% or more than 50% share is purchased, then it is called as a majority shareholders. So those who are having less than 50%, then it is considered as a minority shareholders. So here H company is having 75% of the share, therefore they are considered as a majority shareholder. Remaining 25% is considered as a minority shareholder. These two things you have to remember, majority shareholder and minority shareholder. How you will come to know about minority shareholder and majority shareholder? You have to see the problem properly. So how much share is purchased by which company? If it is 50% or more than 50%, then it is called as a majority shareholder. They will be the holder or they will be the holding company. And 25% share, so or 50% or less than 50%, then it is known as a minority shareholder. So this is all about a majority shareholder and minority shareholder. So in the given question, they have asked to calculate the minority interest as well as cost of control. So next things you have to find out acquisition date. Now what do you mean by acquisition? Acquisition is nothing but a purchasing date. So read the first sentence properly. H Limited acquired 3/4 of the share of S Limited on 31st March 2013. So acquired is nothing but purchased. On which date they have purchased? On 31st March they have purchased. So that is nothing but a last day of a year they have purchased. So there is a two concept here. One is pre-acquisition, the other one is post-acquisition. Now what do you mean by pre-acquisition and what do you mean by post-acquisition? Pre-acquisition is nothing but before purchasing or before acquiring. So all that month is considered as a pre-acquisition month. So after purchasing, then it is known as a post-acquisition. After purchasing, that is known as a post-acquisition. So here my financial year is going to start from 1st April 2012 according to the given problem, and my financial year end is 31st March 2013. Now you have to identify on which day H company has purchased. So here in the given problem, H company purchased H company or H company acquired S company on 31st March. That is the last day of a year. Last day of a year. So therefore, so as I explained, before month, all months are considered as a pre-acquisition. Therefore, from 1st April to 31st March, the whole year is considered as a pre-acquisition. There is no post-acquisition month in the given problem. So here, that is the financial year end. So on the last day of a year, H company has purchased. Therefore, full year is considered as a pre-acquisition year. There is no post-acquisition period. So this is all about the given problem. So next let us go for the calculation part. First let us do the working note. So first to do, write working note 75% of the share is acquired by H Company Limited. So totally in S company, how many shares are there? 10,000 shares are there. In 10,000 share, 75% is acquired by H company. That is nothing but 7,500 shares. That is nothing but H company has acquired 7,500 share from S company, and remaining shares, that is total share S company had is 10,000, 7,500 is purchased by H company, remaining 2,500 shares are purchased by other company or acquired by other company. So this other company is known as a minority shareholders. Minority shareholders. Those who are having 7,500 share, they are considered as a majority shareholders because they are having 75% of a share. If it is 50% or more than 50%, they are majority shareholder. If it is less than 50%, then it is minority shareholders. So all the remaining other companies considered as a minority shareholder. Now, let us go according to the step. First step is analyzing the profit. Analyzing profit. So under that, first is pre-acquisition profit. Pre-acquisition profit. So as I said, the meaning of pre-acquisition, before purchasing or before acquiring, whole period is considered as a pre-acquisition. Now this problem, there is no post-acquisition, given full period is considered as a pre-acquisition. So pre-acquisition profit. So profit is given, that is 2,000. Full 2,000 is considered as a pre-acquisition amount. Write 2,000. Next is pre-acquisition reserve. Pre-acquisition reserve. Same thing, see the question. See the S Company Limited pre-acquisition reserve. So reserve is 3,000. So full amount is considered as pre-acquisition 3,000. So pre-acquisition is named as capital profit. So one thing remembered, always pre-acquisition is considered as a pre-acquisition profit. Next come to post-acquisition. So here in the given problem, there is no post-acquisition profit because the full problem or the full period is considered as a pre-acquisition. It is nil here. Post-acquisition profit is nil. Post-acquisition reserve is nil. So the other name for this post-acquisition, that is revenue profit. Now whatever we have written here, just let us write it in the table. Analyzing profit table or profit showing or analyzing profit table. Just write particulars, capital profit and revenue profit. Under particulars, first write the information of profit and loss account. Profit and loss account. So here capital profit is nothing but pre-acquisition. So pre-acquisition profit is 2,000. There is no post-acquisition profit. Write it as nil. Next is general reserve. Pre-acquisition general reserve is 3,000. So the other name for pre-acquisition is capital profit. Next is revenue profit is nil. Now do the total. Here it is 5,000 and revenue profit is nil. Now distribute this capital profit and revenue profit to the majority shareholder and minority shareholder. Majority shareholder 5,000. His portion is 75%. So that is 3,750. Same thing here. There is no money, so it is nil. Next is minority shareholder. 5,000 into 25%. That is 1,250. Here it is nil. So out of 5,000 is the total money of pre-acquisition reserve and pre-acquisition profit. So this 5,000 is distributed to majority shareholder and minority shareholder. Next, let us do the calculation of minority interest. Second step, that is calculation of minority interest. Calculation of minority interest. That is nothing but we have to give the interest to the minority shareholder, or else whatever money is collected of a minority shareholder, you have to give the portion of minority shareholder. So it is considered as a minority interest. So in everything he is going to get the share. Start from share capital. So out of 10,000 share, S company is having, in that 25% is received by minority shareholder, that is 2,500. Next is capital profit. See, in the first step, already the calculation is done. It is 1,250. Next is revenue profit. If there is a revenue profit, in that also he is going to get the portion. It is nil. So total minority shareholder is going to get 3,750. So this 3,750 is considered as a minority interest. Next, let us move to the third step, that is cost of control. So here cost of control is nothing but actual amount invested by H company minus actual value of share purchased. Actual value of share. So now, to write actual amount invested by H company, just see the balance sheet in the asset side. See the H column, share in S Limited. So what is the total money invested? That is 10,000. I have invested 10,000 in a H company. What is the actual value of share? That is nothing but only 75% of the share is acquired. See the beginning. Before writing the first step, we have written one sentence. That is, out of 10,000, only 75% is acquired by me. That is nothing but actual share or actual value of share which I have purchased. The actual value is 7,500. That is nothing but they have collected 2,500 extra from me, because actual money I should invest is 7,500. But they have received or they have collected 10,000 from me. So that is nothing but 2,500 extra rupees I have paid. That is known as cost of control. Now I have to reduce the cost of control. So how can I reduce my cost of control? Here my cost of control is increased. That is invested as well as actual value of a share. So by looking into this, my cost of control is increased. Now I should reduce my cost of control. How can I reduce my cost of control? That is nothing but by using the capital profit, I can reduce the cost of control. Here capital profit is nothing but pre-acquisition, before acquiring. So 3,750 rupees I have collected. So by using that amount, I can easily reduce the cost of control. That is nothing but just write cost of control 2,500 minus capital profit of H company 3,750. That is nothing but minus 1,250. So this is considered as a capital reserve. So once again I'll repeat, 2,500 is a cost increased. So because here cost is increased, I have to reduce my cost. How can I reduce my cost? By using my capital profit. So capital profit is nothing but pre-acquisition amount. Before purchasing, whatever profit earned by them, that is transferred to me. So by using the transferred amount, what I'm going to do, I'm going to reduce the cost which is incurred. So after reducing 1,250 extra amount I'm having, so that is minus 1,250. So this extra amount, whatever it is there, no, so that amount is used for a purpose of capital. So I have written it as capital reserve. So this is all about the given problem. Thank you.